In the glimmering world of South Korea's entertainment royalty, the unexpected is always expected, but nothing prepared fans for the emotional storm that hit when Lee Minho and Song Hye-kyo jointly announced they were taking a break from their relationship. The power couple, whose chemistry lit up every red carpet and whose private bond seemed almost unbreakable, stunned millions. But while fans braced for scandal, what unfolded was a tale of deep loyalty, bittersweet emotions, and a woman's extraordinary strength to love even in the silence. This is not just another celebrity love story. This is the story that has left fans breathless, crying, and believing in true love again. It was a breezy Seoul evening when Lee Minho and Song Hye-kyo's agency issued a joint press statement. After deep and mutual reflection, we have decided to take time apart to focus on our individual growth and careers. This is not a goodbye but a pause. We ask for your respect during this time. The perfect couple, the nation's golden man and woman, were suddenly not so perfect anymore. But beneath the public politeness of their statement, whispers began to swirl. Was there someone else? A hidden betrayal? Or was the fairy tale simply losing its magic? Just 2 days after the announcement, paparazzi swarmed Incheon International Airport. Lee Minho was heading to Paris for a long-term filming project. But what no one expected was Song Hye-kyo arriving moments before his departure. Dressed in a simple beige trench coat and large sunglasses, she looked effortlessly graceful yet heartbreakingly vulnerable. As she waited by the VIP terminal entrance, staff and bystanders fell into an uneasy hush. Then he appeared. Lee Minho, clad in an all-black ensemble, his jaw clenched and eyes distant. But when he saw her, his expression softened. What happened next was like a scene straight out of a K-drama. They didn't speak for the first minute. They just looked at each other, as though the silence between them held 1,000 unsaid words. Then Song Hye-kyo took a small step forward, handed him a slim envelope, and whispered, "This is not the end." Lee Minho took her hand, pressed it to his lips, and simply said, "Wait for me." Tears welled up in her eyes, but she didn't cry. Not until he turned away and walked through the departure gate, not once looking back. With Lee Minho in Europe, working closely with an international co-star, the stunning French-Korean actress Elise Nam, tabloids began running wild. Headlines screamed, "Minho spotted dining with Elise after midnight. Are sparks flying on set? Where is Song Hye-kyo in all this?" But back in Seoul, Song Hye-kyo remained utterly composed. She declined interviews, cancelled variety show appearances, and instead focused on charity work, particularly with the children's wing at a local cancer hospital. She would visit the kids every weekend, a nurse at the hospital revealed. No cameras, no media. She brought books, played with them, read stories. That's how she spent her break. Even when approached by a charming billionaire heir Kim Ji-hoon, who openly expressed interest in her at a fashion gala, Song Hye-kyo smiled politely and declined every advance. "My heart is on pause," she told a friend at the event. "And it beats only for one person." While the tabloids painted Minho as enjoying his Parisian life, the truth behind the scenes was far more painful. Multiple crew members from the set of his European project leaked that he was often seen alone after filming, spending hours writing in a leather-bound journal and listening to Korean ballads. "He looked like a man trying to breathe underwater," a crew member said. "He was physically present but emotionally somewhere else." One night, Elise Nam posted a now-deleted photo of Minho staring out of a window with the caption, "Even stars miss home sometimes." Fans immediately speculated, was home a person? Insiders later revealed that Lee Minho kept the envelope Song Hye-kyo gave him in his jacket pocket every day. He never opened it in front of anyone. He never spoke of it. But he never let it out of his sight. 3 months into their break, Song Hye-kyo made a quiet trip to Jeju Island, her favorite place of retreat. There, she was spotted writing letters on the beach, her dog Ruby by her side. One of those letters found its way into the hands of a fan who posted it anonymously. Though never confirmed officially, the penmanship and signature were unmistakably hers. The letter read, "To the one I still wait for. If you're lost in the lights and shadows of fame, remember the bench at Han River where we sat in silence and knew it was enough. My days feel longer, and the world a little colder without you in it. But I promised to stay faithful, not just in love, but in belief. I believe in us. Even when it hurts. Come back to me when your soul is ready. I'll be here. The post received over 4 million shares in 24 hours. On a rainy night in late June, Song Hye-kyo was walking through Samcheong-dong when she received a call. The caller ID simply read Minho. She paused under a small cherry blossom tree as the rain poured around her. Are you safe? His voice asked. I was just thinking about you. Don't. I'm coming home. Are you sure? I was never not sure. Just afraid. I waited. I know. And that's what saved me. She looked up at the sky, raindrops mixing with tears on her face. That night, Song Hye-kyo posted a single image to Instagram, the view of Han River from their favorite bench, with the caption, "Faith is love waiting in silence." Exactly 100 days after their break, Lee Minho arrived at Incheon Airport. No press statement, no entourage. Just him in a simple hoodie and cap. Waiting by the gate was Song Hye-kyo. The moment they saw each other, he dropped his bag and ran to her. She opened her arms, and they embraced like they were never apart. Witnesses reported that he whispered into her hair, "I read your letter every night." To which she smiled and replied, "I wrote it with every piece of my heart." Later that evening, the couple posted a joint photo standing hand in hand in front of the Han River, with the words, "Sometimes, love needs space to grow. And sometimes, it just needs faith." Since reuniting, Lee Minho and Song Hye-kyo have taken a quieter approach to public life, choosing moments of subtle affection over grand displays. But the world still talks about their break not as a scandal, but as a testament. A testament that even in the whirlwind of fame, true love doesn't always shout, sometimes it just waits. And in a world full of fleeting romances, their story reminds us. The greatest kind of love is the one that stays faithful even in the silence. As the first part of this heartbreaking love saga came to an emotional close, Lee Minho was seen walking through the gates of Incheon Airport with tears threatening to spill, while Song Hye-kyo stood behind, holding her emotions like a fortress made of pure devotion. But the story didn't end at the airport. In fact, what unfolded after that quiet goodbye turned their temporary break into one of the most talked about love stories in Korean entertainment history. This part of the story belongs solely to Song Hye-kyo, a woman who chose patience over passion, silence over scandal, and loyalty over loneliness. The moment Lee Minho boarded his flight to Paris, Song Hye-kyo returned to their shared home in Hanam-dong, a private estate the two had kept away from the media's glare. The house, once filled with laughter, now echoed with memories. But instead of erasing him from her space, she did the complete opposite. She began decorating a private wall in her study with photos of them. Behind every frame was a handwritten note of a moment they shared. A Polaroid from Jeju Island with the note, "The day we promised to protect each other's dreams." A candid shot of them laughing in their kitchen, "Even burnt toast tasted perfect with you." A blurry selfie from a rainy day, "Even the storms felt like blessings when we were together." She called it her faith wall. Each morning, she would stand before it, touch one frame, and whisper, "Another day of waiting. Another day closer to us." In June, Song Hye-kyo's birthday approached, and with it, the inevitable loneliness that comes from not having the one you love beside you. But instead of flying to Tokyo to celebrate with friends or attending one of her luxurious endorsement events, she stayed home and cooked for two. She set the table just as Minho used to love it. Kimchi stew with extra tofu. Grilled galbai. Steamed rice with seaweed. A strawberry shortcake, his favorite. She placed his chopsticks across from hers and lit a single candle. As she picked up her chopsticks, she looked at the empty seat and said softly, "I know you're not here. But my love didn't take a break." That night, fans noticed a now-deleted Instagram story, just 2 plates of food, with the caption, "I still cook for two." The post went viral within minutes. Amid her break from the limelight, Song Hye-kyo received a call from Hollywood producers, offering her a leading role opposite a global action star. It was a breakthrough role and one that could catapult her to international fame. But she politely turned it down. When her manager asked why, she simply responded, "Because I don't want to fall in love with someone on screen when my heart still belongs to someone off it." Her loyalty stunned the industry. Directors, actors, and fans flooded her with praise and questions. Who turns down Hollywood for a man she's technically on a break from? Only a woman who still believes. One rainy night, a fan spotted Song Hye-kyo at the Han River, sitting alone on the same bench she and Minho had often visited in secret. She was wearing his oversized hoodie. She stayed there for nearly 2 hours, writing in a small journal, her dog Ruby lying quietly by her feet. An anonymous fan who approached her gently asked if she was okay. She looked up with tear-filled eyes and smiled. Sometimes love is loud. Sometimes it whispers. And sometimes, it just waits in the rain. The fan's recount of this story hit every major fan page by the next morning, with one commenter writing, "She's not just waiting. She's loving him in silence." During their last goodbye at the airport, Song Hye-kyo had handed Lee Minho a mysterious envelope. What was inside? Weeks later, a Paris-based stylist accidentally revealed the secret while speaking in an interview. One night, after a very emotional scene, Minho opened his jacket, took out an envelope, and read it silently for about 20 minutes. Then he kissed it, closed his eyes, and whispered, "She still believes in me." The letter inside was a poem she had written for him. One stanza read, "Even oceans wide and days apart can't dim the fire you lit in my heart. Take all the time your soul must need. My love will wait, it will not plead." The stylist called it the most romantic moment I've ever witnessed. While Song Hye-kyo remained faithful, temptation didn't stay away. At a high-profile art event, billionaire heir Cha Do-hyun approached her with a proposal, both professional and personal. He offered to sponsor her exhibition, fly her to Monaco, and accompany her as his date. She politely declined, saying, "I'm not looking for new beginnings. I'm waiting for one to return." Later that evening, fans noticed she wore a silver bracelet Lee Minho had gifted her on their first anniversary. A bracelet she hadn't worn publicly in months, but now wore proudly. At a surprise fan meeting, Song Hye-kyo was asked, "If you had one message to give someone you miss, what would it be?" Without hesitation, she answered, "Don't rush back because the world expects you to. Come back when you're truly ready. I'm not going anywhere." The audience fell silent. Some fans wiped away tears. Because in that moment, it was clear this wasn't just celebrity drama. It was real love. In late July, fans spotted Song Hye-kyo walking through the Seoul Botanical Gardens. She walked quietly, stopping before a rose bush. She picked a single red rose, took out a note from her coat pocket, and placed it gently beneath the flower. Later that night, Lee Minho posted a cryptic photo from Paris, a close-up shot of a single red rose with the caption, "Found your sign. Coming home soon." The world may have seen their break as an ending, but Song Hye-kyo showed us something else entirely, that real love doesn't demand, doesn't fade, and doesn't flinch in the face of time and distance. She didn't move on. She moved deeper into loyalty, memory, and a faith so rare that even fairy tales struggle to match it. And now, the question is no longer if Lee Minho will return. It's how he'll prove himself worthy of the woman who never stopped waiting. Like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for part 2 when Lee Minho finally comes home. Will she forgive? Will love win? You don't want to miss what happens next.